guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adia and I have been sharing content about my lifestyle and experiences, and in recent times it's been about my experience in Canada. If you've seen a couple of my videos, you'd know that I recently relocated to Canada and I'm going to be a year in Canada on the 29th of March. When we were stepping into the month of March, it made me start thinking back in time about the fact that I'm gonna be a year in a couple of days. You know, time flies so fast. When you're saying it in passing, when you just say 1 year in passing with your friends, it sounds like it's a lot of time. And yes, it is. But somehow time flies by so fast. And before you know it, you've spent a year somewhere, you've spent a couple of weeks somewhere, you've spent days. And in the next coming sets of videos, it's going to really be about my reminiscing about my journey so far, my experiences, the ups and downs, the successes, the times where I felt so down, the times I broke down, yeah, because I felt sick a couple of times, the whole change and everything. The success stories, the amazing people I've met, everything in between. I'm just going to be reminiscing about them and sharing. And who knows, it might be helpful to a couple of people who are also trying to come here. And if you're in Canada or if you've also relocated to another country and you can relate with some of the things I say, or you can, most of the things I say resonate with you, please drop a comment, share your experience. It will be good to learn and know how you were able to overcome or how you were able to navigate these experiences. In today's vlog particularly, it's going to be about how my body has reacted to the change, to the stress, to the weather, to everything in between. I'm going to be sharing today. If you're just stumbling on my video for the first time, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, drop a comment, and subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you for always watching, thank you for engaging on my content, and I really appreciate the love. Like I said, today's video is going to be about how my body system, my body has reacted so far with the whole change, with the move, and everything in between. I'm going to start with the fact that I think conversations are not had enough about the stress level, the anxiety, the mental stress, the physical stress involved in relocating to a whole new country as an adult. Like, you're not a child, so your parents are not taking care of the whole stress. You're an adult and you're doing all of these things yourself. The stress is astronomical. If nobody talks about it, I'm going to shout it to the rooftop. It is stressful. The weeks and the days prior to my relocation, to the day I was to fly out of the country, I was so stressed. I had to do so many things at the same time. I had to make sure all the loose ends were tied. I had to make sure I saw a couple of people. You know, it was just a whole lot of things to do. And then the anxiety that comes with, I'm going to a whole new country that I don't know anybody. Like, I don't even know where I'm gonna stay. Where am I gonna sleep? How am I gonna get a job? How am I gonna get myself used to? I grew up all my life, I grew up in Nigeria, and I traveled a couple of times, but I always knew that I'll go back to my home country. So it felt like, oh, you're just going on a vacation and you'll be back. In this case, I was leaving. I was packing my bags and leaving the country. The thought of it is mind-blowing, but we don't have conversations about it enough. And if you're in that space where you're lost, I don't know how to explain that feeling, but you're just lost. You're thinking about how to navigate it. You're thinking about the whole stress. It's taking a toll on your body, on your mental health, and you don't have anybody to share with. I see you. Like, I feel you. I was there and I overcame. If not for anything, my story should be that encouraging and motivating factor you need to keep pushing and know that it's just a phase that is going to pass. So like I said, in the coming videos, I'm going to try to touch each niche, each segment of how I felt with the whole relocation. Today is going to be about my body. Ooh, Lord. Let me start with acne. I came here and I had the worst acne breakouts I've ever had my whole life. If you're seeing my face right now, you see that I have an acne on my chin. Somewhere here. Yeah, somewhere around here. Like, I had the worst acne breakouts everywhere on my face. The kind of acne that comes and leaves dark scars. That was what I had. I couldn't be, there was a day I'm very confident about myself, my body, my skin, everything. I'm really confident about it. So it's never been a problem for me. But this day I stood in front of the mirror with my bare face and I was looking at it. I was like, Adia, this is not you. Like, this cannot be your face. The person staring back at me from that mirror is not me. It was unbelievable. And I didn't know what to do because that was the early phase where I was trying to settle in. I didn't really know estheticians around. I didn't know what to make of it. And then in the groups and the channels I belonged to, I saw stories of people also saying the same thing, how they had really bad breakouts and how they are looking for remedies. And you know, since you're used to something that works back home, I came with products. Don't get me wrong, I came with face products, but the acne defied all the odds. It wasn't working. Those products were not working. There was nothing I didn't try. They weren't working. If they say this one is going to work, I'll just buy it. I'll read the ingredients. For once, I was very interested in what the ingredients were about and how it was going to help solve my problem. I was reading all of the ingredients on the paper descriptions of the products I was buying to see that it was targeting acne or something, hyperpigmentation and everything. Well, it didn't work. And I kept that as the back burner because I had to get a job, I had to get a house. That will be another video and I'm going to share details about that as well. So it got to a point where I knew I couldn't take it anymore because I was losing my confidence in my face. Like, my face was my problem. I just couldn't stand the fact that I had too many dark spots and acne. So I decided to tell my doctor. I told my doctor said he was going to refer me to a dermatologist. And the wait times were astronomical. I couldn't wait, like waiting in line to see someone. So I decided to look up estheticians around the city and look for someone who has worked with black skin before and will know how to work on black skin. And luckily I found someone who recommended certain procedures I went through, and I'm still going through the process, although it's paced, right? Since it's an intense, some are laser, some are other things, I have to pace them. You can't do them all at once, but there's been some form of improvement. The acnes are reducing. At least it's just one on my face now. Before now it was a lot, and the black spots and the hyperpigmentations are leaving me. And I would say I found a routine that works both for morning and for night. You know, prior to this time, I don't used to be that face routine girl or someone who's going to apply all of those serums and all of that stuff. But boy, now I have all of the serums. If you see my bathroom countertop or the shelf is full of products I keep buying because I found a routine that works for morning and for evening, and I've been trying to keep up with it to see what the progress is going to be over time. And unfortunately, skin issues take time to heal. If you're in one magic place telling you that your face is going to recover in the next 2 days, my dear, run for your life, because it takes time, right? Your body needs to get accustomed to the products you're introducing, and it needs to accept it and get to that point where it starts healing. So I'm not particularly patient with the process, the healing phase. I'm not particularly patient with how long it's going to take, but do I have a choice? I do not. And I have been trying to stay confident and trust the process. And I believe the process is trusting me back finally. Well, fingers crossed that that's what's happening. So if you come to Canada and you have breakouts, this is not for everybody though. I know of some people who didn't experience this, but I know of some other people who complained bitterly about the breakout. So it really depends on your skin. It really depends on your ability to adapt to the harsh weather conditions that will be pretty different from your home country. So if you have that, do not fret, do not be alarmed. It's almost normal, and it will be good if you do your research and find somewhere that can help treat the chaos. Yeah. Yeah, so that's about it. Talking about the skin again, that was just my face. Let's go to the whole body. The level of dryness in this country, the air is dry. It's so dry, so dry. You know, back home, we have the weather called Hamatan, and if you don't apply lotion on your skin, you'd be as white as a chalkboard, a white chalkboard. Like when they rub chalk on the white chalkboard and clean it, that's how white you'll be. However, the dryness, nothing prepared me for the dryness in Canada. It's so dry. If you don't moisturize, your skin is gonna be flaky, like your lips are gonna crack so bad, it's gonna bleed. It's that bad. Well, for Calgary, I experienced the dryness in Ontario when I was there. Yes, I experienced that dryness as well. And then the dryness continued here. It's so dry, you have to moisturize every time. I'm not one to use hand cream, right? But I found myself buying hand cream. Hand cream is a staple in my bag right now. In my purse, you'll find a hand cream. I'm always applying. If I use the washroom and I wash it off, I would come back and apply hand cream because my hands were becoming dry. My skin was becoming dry, scaly. And don't even get me started on the struggle to find a moisturizing lotion that works. Unfortunately, I still haven't found the one that works for me. I'm using coconut oil from Victoria's Secret for now, but I'm still trying to find a proper lotion that's gonna work. So I'm gonna put this out there. If you're struggling like me too, and if you've overcome the struggle phase and you have black skin and you know of a lotion that works very well, please recommend, please. If I've not tried it before, I want to try maybe with a patch test to see if it works for me so that I'll switch, because I figured out a bathing gel that works well for me, but I'm still struggling with the body moisturizing lotion part. So please drop your recommendations in the comment section. I'll really, really, really appreciate it. So prepare to have dry skin when you get here. You're gonna have to get used to having a lip balm. I had to get a lip balm that has SPF 20. I got that from Sephora, and I had to get the the coconut oil from Victoria's Secret is really good. And thanks to my friend who introduced me to this. If she's watching this video, she's gonna know herself. Yeah, she gifted me a bottle of that, and I haven't gone back. It's really good, and I would like to pair it with an actual moisturizer to see how that works for my skin. But so far, now it's how to use whole body be that. I had to switch to pigeon, you know. That's what I'm using to keep my body alive, and so that I don't dry out completely. But prepared to have the dry skin. Also, another thing is I noticed the water is hard here. Is hard water. So hard water is not particularly the best thing for your skin, but you have to make use of it, right? That's what's here. So that also adds to the struggle you're gonna face with trying to overcome not only the weather having a very bad effect on your skin, but also the water is also hard, and it adds to the struggles of trying to keep your body moisturized. Osheo, just skin has taken how many minutes? Okay, so let me move on to hair. So my hair is natural, and I've been natural for my whole life. However, back home, I know my hairstylist used to preach, moisturize, make sure your hair has moisture and all of that stuff. I didn't take it seriously because back home I could wing it. I could always waltz into a salon. Over here, your hair is gonna dry. Like, it's gonna dry so much, it's gonna be scaly. There was a time I took off my braids and the weaves I made, and then each time I wiped the hair, some white particles were falling off, and I'm like, I don't have dandruffs. Where is this coming from? I do not have dandruffs. And then that was the early times I came here, and I realized it was the dryness from the air. and the fact that I wasn't moisturizing as often as I should have. And by moisture here, I'm talking about leave-in conditioners, I'm talking about oils. So I came with a mixture of good essential oils. Is it essential or non-essential? Well, I came with a mix of oils for my hair. So I keep applying it as often as I can remember on my hair. I keep putting my leave-in conditioner just to make sure that my hair is not suffering. But thankfully, my hair has done well so far, despite all of the struggles it's been through. I know it misses the whole ability, the fact I could walk into a salon and get it prepped. It misses all of that touch, but I've suddenly become a DIY person for hair. I've been doing my hair myself, trying to, I'm sure if you're a follower of my channel, you've seen me try to weave myself and all of that. Canada has turned me into something. Oh my God. Like, I've had to weave my hair myself, had to wash it, condition it, oil it, do all of the prep work, and I don't recommend, but I don't have a choice. And talking about hair, some other persons have had it really bad. And my friend is on that table, unfortunately. Like, the last week, she braided her hair. The last braid she took out, like, it took out chunks of her hair, and some of her front hair had some effect as well. And we're trying to still understand to know what products work and how to solve the issue. These are some of the things you also battle. I think it has to do with the change, because back home she didn't have that problem at all. So now here we are, she's losing some part of her hair, and we're trying to find a routine that works well for her. So again, it's different for everybody, right? Yours may not be skin, yours may be your hair, someone else's own may be skin. It really depends, and it's important for you to note the pattern of things, how they are happening to you, so that you're able to communicate to whoever can help you, right? You're able to find a routine that works. Ordinarily, I'm quick to forget routines or something that works for me, but I had to learn how to start understanding what works for me, what doesn't, so that I'll be able to subsequently buy it. I hope that makes sense. So you have to figure out what works for your hair, figure out what works for your skin, and everything in between. Yeah, that's what I mean. Another thing was nose bleeding. So the early times, the nose bleeding I experience now during winter is not like it was when I came here the first time. So when I came here the first time, I could literally feel the blood drip from my nose. It was that bad. The first time it happened, I was alarmed. I was scared. I was wondering what could be the cause. And then I went on Google. Google didn't help. When they tell you don't Google symptoms, please believe that saying. Don't go on Google and Google it, I beg. But then I went on Google. I found some things. I found some interesting write-ups about it. At the same time, I found some really scary things about it. Some will even say you have Ebola. So I found some things about it to say that it was normal to nosebleed during winter, and then I had to battle that phase, and then it got better. And then because when I came it was still snowing, right? So I experienced that the sudden switch from an extremely hot climate to an extremely cold climate didn't really have a really good impact on my skin. So I had nose bleeding, and then this winter, this year, from late last year into this year, I also had nose bleeding, but this time around it wasn't bad. It wasn't dripping, right? Just when I blow my nose or something, I notice I bled, or maybe there's some element of blood, and that's normal. I've heard other people also experience that. So if you nosebleed, it's pretty normal. Don't be alarmed. You're gonna be fine. I'm trying to see. I wrote a couple of things down. Yeah, I didn't want this video to be so long, so I think it's already longer than I wanted it to be. But these are just the things I've experienced so far in my 1 year of staying here, and I'm sure there are many more symptoms. Some people have migraines. So if you're in Calgary, there's something called the Chinook winds that blow into the city whatsoever and calms the weather down. So you could go from a weather of like -30 all of a sudden to -9 in a matter of days and a matter of hours, and it causes migraine for some people. Luckily, I don't have those migraines. So if you experience migraine, if you're in Calgary and you're new here and you're experiencing that, I've heard it's pretty normal. Maybe just get something to help you alleviate the pain. So today's focus is just about my body. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna break it. In the next coming days, I'm going to be sharing more about how I have reacted thus far. And please, congratulations are in order. I'm gonna be a year on the 29th of March. I'm grateful, just grateful to God. That's a summary of everything. Thank you for watching. If you've come this far on the video and you've not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and watch out for the next video. It's going to be informative. It's going to be fine. It's going to be informative and it's going to be expository. Thank you so much. Bye.